if you're watching this video, you probably go to school, whether it's high school or university, college, where you're doing something specific. You probably have a job. So maybe you're just a grocery store dude, or maybe you have your own business, and you probably have relationships, friendships, family, or you know what? Maybe you're lucky and you got a nice girlfriend. Whatever it is, you're doing stuff that takes time. Takes time to work, that's why we're paid hourly. Takes time to go to school, and then you got to study. And then, of course, it takes time to worry about relationships and try to plan things that are particularly interesting. So, what's the common issue? Well, supposedly, even according to myself, there's no time for self improvement. There's no time to go to the gym when you're tired after a long day of work. There's no time to work about like this business when you have to study for school. And there's no time to do all this nonsense about trying to be, better equipped for these scenarios when you have to worry about relationships. But the thing is, there actually is time. Now, granted, we come home and we're all tired, so we tell ourselves, we're going to chill out and we'll have a break and we'll do it tomorrow, even though we never do it tomorrow. And you know what? That's kind of fair. It's fair to come home and be tired. It's fair to come home and be lazy and have bad habits that don't actually encourage us to work. But what if I told you you could actually build your life around self improvement that doesn't actually allow you to lose any time at all? In fact, you gain time. You get more free time because you're doing a bit of work in a very specific set of ways. What this means is you don't have to worry about balancing school or self improvement, or a job or self improvement, or relationships or self improvement. You can implement it in a way that prioritizes what you're doing currently, and it actually gives you more free time to do whatever you want. So if you want to focus more on self-improvement, then go ahead. But if you want to have more time to chill out, then you can do that nonetheless. So, first of all, just to make it clear, what is this one lie that we tell ourselves? The whole "I don't have enough time" lie, right? This is particularly bad with students and people who have jobs, because they're going to come home from work and then it's their habit that they're going to chill out, or they're going to come home, study a little bit, and then they're going to chill out. So we tell ourselves we don't have time, or school's too stressful, or I'll start things when I'm done, or when I feel like it, which we all know is never going to happen. Not because we can't, but because we just get in a loop of telling ourselves we won't do it now, we'll do it later. But the truth is, school or jobs or relationships aren't the obstacle. They're not. That's the training ground for self-improvement. That's where we want to work. After all, if you want to improve your life, you probably want better grades. You probably want better body, sports, right? You probably want more money, job, and then you probably want a relationship. So those are already related to the things we're doing right now. So self-improvement doesn't have to take time away from that, and it doesn't have to obstruct that time, so you don't have to like choose between the two, right? The truth is, if you can learn simple discipline, controlling yourself, and then try and implement that control and discipline within the environments, you can actually save a lot of time that allows you to do a bit of everything without losing out on the free time. It's all about skimming off a couple seconds, so that way it can spiral down to a couple hours throughout a day where you're able to save time. Just quickly as an example, for me, that's editing one of these videos on my phone rather than doing that on my computer. That way I don't need to spend as much time uploading and rendering between my phone and my computer, and I can just upload it straight to YouTube. That's a tiny little 1 second implementation that saves me, I'd say, about an hour and a half of my day. So that's an extra hour and a half that I can sit around just watching YouTube, chilling out, or maybe studying and working on a project that I want to work on. That's an extra hour and a half of my day. And you know what? That is self-improvement. I've improved the patterns at which I follow through with my product, and it improves the quality of the product, and I save time. So you can apply this wherever you go. That doesn't mean you need to be some sort of control freak and, dial in every part of your day and live some perfect routine. But if you can implement just a couple good habits that I'm going to go over in this video, then you can very easily not only save yourself time, but also improve on what you're doing, right? Have a healthier body that, looks a bit more presentable. Maybe you want to focus on clothing, so you wear some nicer clothing. Maybe you can't afford clothing, so you want to make money, so we're wanting to make some more money. You can do that too. Maybe you want better relationships, right? Or maybe you're not thinking about all that, and you just want to be better or have better grades, right? Focus on something a bit more specific and not the broader picture. You can do all of that. The truth is, you can do all of that and have the free time. It's about how you're working about it, not specifically how hard you are working. So, the first skill we want to learn, the first habit, is learning fast. Now, that's a bit of a no-brainer, right? The faster you learn, the faster you get through your day. But think about it in school. If you're in school and you don't have to come home and rehearse the lesson, or you can rehearse it just 50% faster, you're already saving yourself time, and you're already more confident with whatever it is that you have to study. If you're at a job, right, and you have some papers you got to look through, if you can just learn it quickly, then doesn't that save you time? Nevertheless, if you can learn quicker, then you can learn on the job. You can study a little bit when you're at work, and it's no longer a distraction. It's something that you're pretty comfortable with. Or what about relationships? You're too busy overthinking about something? Well, if you can just learn quicker, then you're great. So here's the method that I used. Compress information, apply the information, and review the information. So this could be within the realm of studying, which is probably the easiest example I can use. I take a lesson we did, and of course I'm an idiot. I'm actually like really slow learning, so I have to come home and I have to rehearse the lesson again. But I go over the lesson. I go over all the parts I struggled with. I compress it quickly. I apply it to a piece of paper, right? And then I study a little bit. I'll do like the practice questions that my teacher so gracefully posted at the end of the slideshow. So I do the practice questions, right? And then I review it. Where did I fall short? So in a very short span of time, I've selected specifically where I was falling short. I applied it in a very quick manner after like learning about it in a very quick manner additionally, because instead of reviewing the whole thing, I just compressed it and reviewed specifically what I needed to. And then I reviewed it additionally. The thing is though, this first might take the same amount of time as the other alternative, or it might even take a bit more time. It might actually take an extra 10, 20, 30 minutes. But the thing is here, it's starting a new habit. So I just started, so obviously it's going to take a bit of time. But after about a week of doing this process, I'm going to get pretty good at it. And after about a year of doing this progress, you know what? I might not even need to review the slideshows because I'll already know what I'll need to work on, and then I'll just work on it right away, improve it, and boom. I saved about, what, an hour of my day? That's an extra hour, right? That's 1/24th of my day just given to me for free. And I'm probably going to do better in school anyways at the same time. So I can use that hour to chill out, or I can use that hour to work a bit harder. Maybe because you want to compress your work, you compress it and do it on the job because maybe your job's not too particularly difficult. And then you apply it, review it at the job. The point is, you want to save time. You want to save hours of wasted time. So that way you can go to the gym, or you can work on your discipline routines, or you can work on, growing on like a YouTube channel you got like I do. Or maybe you just want to be more effective in school, higher grades, or more effective in business, more money being churned out, or better in a relationship. You're just a better man. So additionally, we need to learn emotional control, which is kind of a big deal. Men like to neglect this and they think to themselves, I'm just going to be stoic and I'm not going to think about emotions. But the truth is, whether it's a relationship, especially, or a job or school or sports, we need to think about our emotions. That doesn't mean like overthinking everything and going, oh, I'm feeling this way or this way and this way. But it just means going, okay, I acted kind of like a douchebag because I was kind of freaking out over something. Or I was a little bit disrespectful because I was really upset. Or I was a little bit too eager for this certain scenario, and it was because I was too happy for something. So you need to be wise. Let's say you get a bad grade. Okay, well, you can't let that bad grade influence you from not studying. But let's say you get a good grade. Well, you should still study regardless. So the point is maintaining these habits that we have, and it's easier to maintain when you lead through truth, which is the lack thereof emotions, or in a better way to say it, acknowledging your emotions and so they don't actually influence you. Men think that they can just live without ever acknowledging their emotions. But the truth is, and especially within relationships, that an emotionally intelligent man is necessary to be a good man. So if you're dealing with social tension or deadlines or grades or teachers or whatever it is you're compassionate about or whatever it is that you have self-imposed expectations for, the more polite you can be to yourself, as in not freaking out in all directions, right? That means not getting too excited or too hesitant about something, the better you can be at approaching the given task. So first of all, slow everything down. Now, that might sound contradicting, right? Why is it that we slow things down if we want to go through the day faster? If I want more time, why would I slow things down? But just think about it for a moment. When you slow things down, are you slowing the entire school process down? Are you slowing the amount of hours you're working? Are you slowing your relationship progress? No, you're just pausing for a few brief seconds. So a couple brief seconds of pause will save you at least 2-3 hours of your day. This means chilling out, just chilling out, sitting and thinking on your own, slowing your breathing, slowing your talking. Who cares if you're with people? Like, just chill out, dissociate, and just focus on yourself. That might sound a little selfish in the moment, but it's going to save you in the long run. So what this trained me as far as it's trained me to be better in relationships so I can say the right things. And because I'm saying the right things, I'm not going to down spiral into a wrong discussion and thus saving me time, right? Because again, you're not saving yourself time based on what you're doing right, but you're preventing yourself on making the wrong mistakes. So you're saving time in the long run by avoiding mistakes. Right? Mistakes also add up time. But if you don't make mistakes, you're thus saving time. So I've self-discipline. So that means overall throughout my day, I'm actually going to, work a bit quicker and I'm going to neglect wasting my time, which means I'm not going to sleep in as often, or I'm going to have quicker showers, or maybe I'm going to watch just one less YouTube video. So overall, boom, that's 1 hour saved throughout the day. And then, of course, better decision making and better masculine presence. So, not only you're a better man overall by just calming down, but you're saving out on time. So, this whole issue of not having enough time or I really want to chill out, you can address both of them simultaneously while becoming a better man just by focusing on a couple crucial moments throughout your day, right? Again, like I said earlier, that doesn't mean completely hyper analyzing everything you do in a day on average. It just means finding a couple moments, recognizing them, and then having reconciliation with yourself so that way you can be more present, right? Because a present man is a good man, and you're going to go through these, moments a lot easier. I'm going to share a quick little example that with you that you might not necessarily reflect with, or might not mirror what you're going through, but I'm sure you can appreciate it nonetheless. So I'm a little nervous to say if you can't tell, but I recently just got into a car accident again. So it's very frustrating, and I'm a student, and I'm literally insanely broke. I can't pay for it, and I'm kind of a burden. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, having back-to-back car accidents is not something you want to do. It sucks. It's very frustrating. I'm okay though. Everyone's okay, but my finances are not, and insurance is going through the roof. So there's two ways I can react to this. At the end of the day, it's a waste of time. All of it's a waste of time. I'm losing time. It's a big struggle, but I can freak out about it, and I can waste time, doing nothing about it, or I can do something about it, spend some time doing something about it, but save, months of freaking out, months of wasting money if I can just focus on it in a moment. So it's all about those moments, right? I sat down and I just calculated the costs of everything, and I just, whittled down the best ways I can do things. So I got it out of the way, and now I can make this video. If I didn't do that, I would have still been stressing out about it, and I would have just wasted my day chilling out because I wanted to cope for it. But the truth is, if you can just focus in the right areas, not the whole thing, right? I'm not freaking out right now. I'm just freaking out in that one moment. But if you can focus on the moments, you can save yourself hours in your day, no matter how bad it is. Maybe it's a bad test. Maybe it's a car crash. Maybe you just got broken up with. You can always save a little bit of time. Again, like, without tweaking out and becoming this weirdo who's just trying to save time, but just by doing the right things. And oftentimes those are soft skills. And moving into the third thing we should learn, it's micro discipline. Precisely the soft skills, right? You might not have time for huge routines, right? So you got to build yourself micro habits. That's having a calendar where you put your stuff on a calendar. So you don't need to worry about it. You just know you'll do it later. And you can trust you'll do it later because it's on the calendar. Maybe it's a couple push-ups before you go to bed. A couple push-ups before you go to bed takes like 30 seconds, 60 seconds. That's a really short time, so it doesn't take up any of your precious time in the day. But if you do like what, a couple push-ups, maybe up to like 100 push-ups before you go to bed, which is very hard, but let's say you work up to 100 push-ups. If you do 100 push-ups every day before you go to bed, you're going to get jacked. And you never went to the gym, you never spent time in the gym, and you never paid for a gym membership. So it doesn't cost you money, doesn't cost you time, and you're getting jacked. Doesn't that sound awesome? Journaling for a little bit, making a video like I am, even if it's just quickly, right? A couple minutes of just being still, whether it's meditation or just reflecting. These are really, really short time period worth things that not only save you time in the future by preventing you from making the wrong mistakes and by pushing you in a better direction, but also just make you a better man in the first place, which is the whole point of self-improvement. It's just we're getting rid of the downside, which is spending time on self-improvement. You don't need to waste your life on something you're not interested in when you could just do a little bit of a test, like a couple push-ups. If you're worried about the gym, just do a couple push-ups. Don't waste your time. This whole video is about saving time because you're busy after all. You're a student, or you're working on a job, or you got relationships, or maybe you're just lazy. It's all about saving time. Why would you want to do something if it wasn't easy? Life's about making good things easy and the bad things hard. If you're struggling with lust, make lust hard to do and make, gratitude journaling really easy. If you want to focus on something, make what you're focusing on easy. Why would you want to make studying hard when you want to make studying easy and being lazy hard? Wouldn't it be awesome if the good things we wanted to do were easy? Anyways, discipline's not about doing a lot. It's just about doing something every day. And discipline isn't about doing really hard work. It's just about doing work that we know is good. That's why the first thing I told you was dealing with your emotions. If you knew everything was objectively good or bad, it would be way easier to be disciplined, right? I know reading my Bible is good, but if I'm really upset, I might not want to. But because I know it's good, I'm going to read it every day no matter what. Not because it's insanely hard and I'm like, oh, it's discipline, I need to do hard work. No, it's just doing work that's good. Again, discipline's not about hard work, it's about doing work that's good. So doing a couple push-ups isn't hard, but it's good, so you should do it. And it saves you time. And of course, overall though, you need to focus on your environment, right? Bringing a phone to the bathroom or having a phone on grayscale. Those are things that take a couple crucial seconds, but it's in those crucial seconds that you're going to save your life hours, right? Or years even. If you scroll on your phone, I'm pretty sure for like, I don't know, like like 3 hours a day or something like that, by the time you die or by the time you're 80 or whatever, you're going to waste 7 years of your life. Don't do the math on that one, but like, or maybe do the math on that one so you can be surprised yourself, because I'm just quoting that from someone else. But you should understand what I'm saying. Stuff compounds. So maybe 3 hours of scrolling on your phone is going to end up to be years of your life in the future. Who knows? Maybe bring your phone to the bathroom is preventing you from reading a book over time. The point is doing very tiny, minute things like not bringing your phone to the bathroom so you can read a book, or maybe not watching a YouTube video so you can study for a couple seconds. If you do a couple good things for a couple moments, like just mere moments, you're not wasting time, you're still able to chill out, and you're slightly becoming better. Just a couple moments, they will compound throughout your life. And this has to do with your environment, which is where you're working. So if you're working in a place where you're struggling with lust, don't bring your phone to the bathroom. Bring a book to the bathroom so you're not wasting time. You might read a page or a couple sentences of the book, so you'll read a book over time, and you're not lusting. Boom, saving time, learning a new skill, and you're becoming better. Isn't that awesome? That's everything we want. And all you had to do was just not bring your phone. That was it. That was one environmental change. So maybe that's putting sticky notes on the wall so you remember things, or their goals that you want to ascertain, or maybe having an alarm clock next to your bed so you wake up right away. Maybe it's like super loud and annoying, but at least you're out of bed right away and you're not sleeping in bed all day. Point is, what are really small changes you can put in your environment that like take 2 seconds but actually implement in your life to a very high degree? What are the 1% changes that we can make that compound? After all, according to James Clear, written in Atomic Habits, if you increase your life by 1%, you'd be 37 times better by the end of the year. But if you decreased it by 1% every day, you'd be almost at zero by the end of the year. So think of it. What are the tiny things you can do right now that don't waste your time, help you learn a new skill while becoming a better man, and you're still able to chill out? And you'd be surprised at the amount of things you can do. It doesn't stop at doing push-ups or a little bit of notes. You can do literally anything within a very small period of time. My video might be a bit of an extreme example, but this is something that takes, 30 minutes to record and then about an hour or two to make the thumbnail and edit. So that's a small part of my day, but if I can get used to doing that every day, there's a thing that I brought as like a habit, and it's improving my life, and I'm building something up that I'm enjoying. So it doesn't mean you need to start like a YouTube channel or a project, but you can make really, easy to do things in your life that are easy off the basis that you enjoy doing them, you're getting time to do what you want, and they're actually benefiting you. It's a habit. It's all about good habits. It's all about protecting your time. And the interesting thing is by the time you've, no pun, I don't even know if that'd be a pun. I'm just using time back to back to back. Okay, anyways, the thing is by the end of the day, right, by the end of time, after years of working, you're going to realize a couple things. You still got to chill out. You got through school or your job or your relationship's better. Hopefully you didn't break up or whatever, anything if you are dating someone. Hopefully not. Swear on it. Pray on it. But you're going to get better time. Relationships are going to improve. You're going to make more money from your job. You're going to still have time to chill out, right? Which is awesome. And you're going to get better as a man. You're going to be reading better. You're going to be a better fighter if you're doing kickboxing. You're going to be better, stronger in the gym if you're working out. And you're going to be better with the business if you're working on a business. And you didn't lose any time. And you'll look at it. What will your day look like? You're going to actually have more time in your day because you're going to be spending less time studying because you're a smarter man, faster learner, and you're going to be spending more time chilling out. But as a result, your days go by quicker because you're spending more time chilling, doing what you want as a result of just getting through stuff more effectively. So point is, end of the story is, do a couple key things in your life, or maybe just a key couple things in your day. Focus on just small little changes that benefit your day. And overall, over about a month or so of work, you might not lose as much time as you'd like to now, but over months of work, you're going to lose time focusing on things you don't need to focus on, and you're going to gain time focusing on things you want to focus on, be it chilling or studying or whatever it is, right? This is exactly what I did going to school. I built a calendar. I made a bunch of little simple 1% changes that helped me ascertain all the goals I wanted to. And while still attending school, I was able to do a lot. So school isn't a problem. Wanting to chill out isn't a problem. The problem is all the little things you do. My name is Nolte Painter. I apologize on the presentation of this video as it wasn't the best. I'm very tired and I do have a lot of stuff to worry about. I was just in an accident. Newsflash. For the second time, by the way. Lovely work. But if you do want more help, if you do want more accountability, if you do want me to help you out, which I don't know why you'd want that after what I've just told you, but if you do want me to help you out, then feel free to give me a call on my call service I have. It's like really cheap actually compared to other people. People charge like $200 for that stuff. I'm not even joking. I've seen people charge thousands of dollars for that stuff. That's like I'm serious, dude. I'm dead ass. I'm serious. But the point is I would talk to you for a given time, and I want to make sure whatever you're focusing on in life, you focus on, right? That's a perfect example. A little call that takes up an hour of your day, but you're going to save hours and hours of your life over time. My name is Nolan T. Painter. I love you, but God loves you more. And you know what? I'll see you tomorrow.